Hey everyone, back again with another video. Let me just adjust this so you can kind of see them. I am reviewing the Clayface Connect and Connect build a figure, whatever you want to call it, from the upcoming wave. This wave should be hitting stores anytime soon. I got this off of paulmartshop.com. Got the whole wave of the figure, whole wave of this. You can also pre-order at bigbadtoystore.com. So let's get started. And when I saw this figure revealed at New York Toy Fair last year, 2017, this is my most anticipated figure. He's big. Like, I like the Build-A-Figures Collect and Connect figures to be. I'm not really a fan of Hasbro and Mattel having these small figures, or a figure the size of a regular figure or whatever, as a Build-A-Figure Collect and Connect. I think it's a ripoff. But they did a good job with this. I don't believe there are any reused parts from any previous figures. I know with the King Shark wave, they kind of used some parts from the Solomon Grundy wave, Build-A-Figure. I'm going to keep calling it Build-A-Figure this because that's what I'm used to calling it. Instead of calling it Collect and Connect, I'm going to call it Build-A-Figure. But I believe these are some brand new parts. If you see any parts that you recognize from another figure, let me know. But let's get started. You can go up this high with it comes to his arms. You can see the mouth opens and closes. Doesn't really have waist. Oh, came apart. He doesn't really have waist. He can twist and turn, but doesn't really have an ab crunch. You can kind of go this far and this far. Can do the splits. Has sort of a thigh swivel. Has ankle rockers. Can pivot, which it's sad that the regular figures can't do that, but the Build-A-Figure can. It takes 5 figures to build this guy, so if you want to build this guy, you need all the figures. He's a nice, decent size. I don't have the Clayface from the DC Universe Classics wave from years ago. I don't have it. I hesitated on getting it because it's like, to me, he was too small compared to the other figures, because every time Clayface is drawn in the comic books, he's always massive. In the cartoon from the 90s, he was a little bit bigger than Batman, but for the most part, he's always been drawn massive. Now, I don't know if this is how he is currently looking in the Detective comic books, because I don't read Detective comics. I still read Batman, Tom King, just the regular Batman comics, because I prefer Batman to be solo. I don't like him having the whole Bat family in the books. So I read it a little bit from the Rebirth line, so I know he was part of Batman's team, the Bat family or whatever. But yeah, so I don't know I don't know which version this is. They didn't really say anything about it, but he is massive. I'm going to compare him to other previous Build-A-Figures from Multiverse. Here he is next to King Shark. King Shark is somewhat big. They're about the same height, give or take. They're about the same height. Maybe King Shark is a little bit bigger than Clayface, but overall they're about the same height. And I'm going to compare them to another figure from a different line, compare him to the Juggernaut. And I chose Juggernaut because he's pretty massive. I have some other figures that are probably bigger than Juggernaut, but for review purposes, I'm going to go ahead and compare them. He towers over, well, not towers over Juggernaut, but he's taller than Juggernaut just slightly. You can see, just slightly. So he is big. And let me compare him to Batman. Here he is next to DC Universe Classics Batman. As you can see, he towers over Batman. He really can't look up or down. He can turn, but his mouth doesn't open. So he can't look up or down unless you take his head off. Mouth does open. What I wish he would have came with, like, you know, different hands to like have different weapons. Because I know in the comics, he usually does have weapons. You know, he uses his fist or whatever to make different weapons to when he fights Batman or whatever. So that would have been cool for him to come with different weapons like a mace or a hammer, like type of fist or whatever and stuff. But, you know, this is not Hasbro, this is Mattel. So you know what you're getting. But I wish they would have actually, you know, done more with the figure. But I like the figure, though. This was my most anticipated figure of the year. He's massive. I'm definitely glad I got him. I definitely recommend, if you're a Batman fan or DC fan, to get this wave. I mean, not all the figures in the wave are great or good, but, you know, I like them. So he should be hitting your toy stores like Walmart, Toys R Us, Target, comic book shops, probably the big time websites like Amazon, Dorkside Toys. I know Big Bad Toy Store has this figure or this wave, not in stock yet. It's a pre-order, so you can still pre-order the wave and probably eventually get the individual figures if you want. Obviously, eBay can get these figures on eBay as well. So, personally, I recommend you pre-order this wave because, as you know, with the King Shark wave last year, it was very hard to get that figure if you just relied on retail and eBay, because that figure never showed up for most people in stores. Only figures that ever showed up in stores were the Dark Knight Returns Joker, Hawkman, and I believe the Jay Garrett Flash, or he wasn't Jay Garrett, he was Zoom or whatever and stuff. But those are the only ones I saw in the stores. I never saw the actual Zoom figure or the Jim Gordon Batman or the the Batgirl from Burnside Batgirl. I had to get those three off of eBay. I had to pay a little bit over retail, but so I don't think this wave is gonna, I mean, that's what I recommend. That's what I suggest. I mean, and also because unfortunately, a lot of the figures in Walmart, Toys R Us, etc., DC figures are still figures from 2016. I'm still seeing Dawn of Justice figures and Suicide Squad figures still on the shelves. I mean, they're not moving, so I'm thinking these big toy stores are going to be hesitant to stock up on DC figures because they still have figures from 2 years ago that aren't moving. So that's what I recommend personally. I mean, you might get lucky and get this wave retail or whatever, but personally, I would recommend pre-ordering this wave. Again, you need there's 5 figures in the wave, so you need all 5 figures to build this guy. So thank you for viewing. Again, I apologize, I'm not a professional reviewer. Go to Rectangular, JC, The Amazing, Pixel Dan, Shartimus Prime, Boog Nice. They're the professionals. I'm just an amateur guy. I just like to share my views on toys and comic books or whatever and stuff. So, you know, like, dislike. If you want to subscribe, leave your comments. Any suggestions you have, you know, but here he is. So thanks for watching. Peace and love.